Imagine being locked in a room so dark that you can't even see your own hands. Not for hours, not for days, but for months. This is the reality of El Salvador's most feared prison, Cecot. And today, we'll step deeper inside the hidden world of its isolation cells, where silence, darkness, and fear become your only companions. Cecot, officially known as the Terrorism Confinement Center, is one of the largest and strictest prisons in the world. Built to hold up to 40,000 inmates, it was designed specifically to crush the power of gangs like MS-13 and Barrio 18, who once terrorized El Salvador. In Part 1, we saw the daily life of inmates. No freedom, no privacy, and constant surveillance. But Part 2 takes us deeper, into the isolation wing, where the most feared punishment awaits. These isolation cells are not like regular prison rooms. They're completely dark. Prisoners are thrown inside with no windows, no sunlight, and no artificial lights. The cell is so silent that some inmates claim they can hear their own heartbeat echoing against the walls. There is no bed, no mattress, only a concrete floor. Food is passed through a small metal slot twice a day. Water comes in a plastic bottle, and that's all. Inmates spend 23 hours a day here, with 1 hour allowed for air, but sometimes even that is denied. Psychologists say that extreme isolation and darkness can cause hallucinations within days. Prisoners begin to see things that don't exist. Some start hearing voices. The human brain, deprived of light and sound, begins to break itself apart. Former guards describe it as living inside a coffin, but still breathing. Cecot officials claim these isolation cells are used for the most dangerous and violent inmates. Gang leaders who attempt to control operations from inside prison. If an inmate breaks rules, threatens guards, or tries to smuggle information, they end up here. One shocking fact: there is no family visitation allowed in Cecot. Unlike most prisons where inmates at least meet relatives, here they are cut off completely. Prisoners don't see their parents, wives, or children. Their only reality is iron bars, surveillance cameras, and, for the worst offenders, the darkness of isolation. Human rights groups have raised alarms, calling this psychological torture. But the Salvadoran government insists it's necessary. Why? Because gangs once ran the streets of El Salvador like warlords. Murder rates were among the highest in the world. The state believes only extreme measures can keep the gangs under control. Inside isolation, time itself becomes the enemy. There's no day or night, only endless blackness. Inmates lose track of weeks and months. Some start counting their steps from wall to wall just to keep their sanity. Others scratch marks on the concrete, creating a calendar of suffering. The cells are designed so small that stretching your arms can touch both walls. The toilet is just a hole in the ground. There's no privacy. Cameras watch even here. In interviews, ex-gang members who survived isolation confessed that it was worse than any beating or physical punishment. One said, "I'd rather take 100 blows than 1 week in that darkness." But for the government, that's the point. President Bukele calls Cecot a maximum security fortress. His strategy is simple: break the gang's morale, crush their spirit, and make sure no leader ever feels powerful again. And it's working, at least on the surface. El Salvador's homicide rate has dropped dramatically since Cecot opened in 2023. Streets once ruled by gangs are now patrolled peacefully. Supporters call it a miracle. Critics call it a prison state. The truth is, the isolation cells of Cecot are a symbol of this iron-fisted strategy. They're not just rooms. They are weapons. Tools designed to erase identity, silence rebellion, and remind prisoners that in this fortress, there is no escape. But the question remains, how long can the human mind survive in total darkness? Cecot's isolation cells show us the thin line between justice and cruelty. Are they a necessary evil to end decades of violence, or do they cross into inhuman punishment? What do you think? Is this justice or torture? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories from the world's most mysterious prisons.